Hey everybody, Mark Herman, aka LA Bengals fan on most of the major platforms, and I'm joined here with superfans Heath Goldman and Devin Circus, and this is the Week 13 recap of Jungle Talk. And come on, you got to give me a hoot after a game like that. I got to get some hoodays out of you.
Hooray!
Hooday. All right. First of all, we got the horn first or the drinks first. What do we want? What order we want them in? Let's do the horn. That was
Need some new horns.
and an extra one since it was OT. My head's exploding. I don't drink while I'm watching the game because I know we need to record. So, but I never earned this shot of Don Julio more than right now. So there you go.
Hooday Nation, baby.
Nothing, Heath.
Dude, I'm ready to go to bed. I'm ready to go to bed.
All right. First and foremost, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. The show by fans, for fans. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up for us. Help us out with the analytics. First thing I'm going to say, I loved the white on whites versus the black on blacks. How cool did that look on your TV screen the whole game?
Awesome. That was awesome.
We got to do that more often.
Yeah. Mark, before we get into anything,
yeah,
if anybody understands it's us, let's hope Trevor Lawrence is okay. That was awful.
Oh,
sure.
Let's hope T-Law's okay.
They were actually going to be the team I was pulling for in the postseason because I was assuming if you've watched the previous shows, we were saying, hey, let's watch our rookies play for a draft pick. And I figured, okay, I'll Jacksonville over Baltimore or, Pittsburgh or any other team. And they were going to be the team. And they have to be feeling exactly like we felt during the Baltimore game. They just watched. There they were coming into this game to play for the number one overall position. And sorry, I forgot to turn my ringer off. Playing for the number one overall position. And now they might have lost Lawrence for the rest of the year.
They fall to 4. They fall to 4. I think they're only up 1, maybe 2 on Houston. And I mean, that injury could have been the difference between the 1 seed and missing the playoffs for them.
Yes. Oh, just like us. When we watched Burrow go down, we all assumed it. And you could see the wind come out of the sails of the defense and everything. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was like a mirror. It was like watching us against Baltimore 2 weeks ago when Burrow couldn't throw the ball.
Yeah, they're only up 1 game on Houston.
Yeah.
A few plays later, they announced that their left tackle had gone out. I'm wondering if they both rolled each other's ankles on that play because they replaced their left tackle about 3 plays later.
Right. I don't know.
They were already without Cam Robinson, who's a freaking stud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. While you're checking,
and Kirk went out the first play of the game.
Have they played both games with Houston?
Yeah, they split.
Oh, they split. So they don't have another head-to-head, but without Trevor Lawrence, I mean, you're asking CJ Beathard to bring you home. We'll have to see how the MRI is. Hopefully it's not a season ender for Trevor Lawrence. And yeah, it's guys, it's our hearts go out to them. That's the last thing I wanted to see. Like I said, they were the team I was planning to pull for.
They're at Cleveland next week. That's not where you want to be with the backup, and then home Ravens the week after.
Yeah, no, they have a tough road to hoe. So it's like I said, it's amazing how quickly our season changed on the one play with Burrow. Look how quickly Jacksonville. I mean, here they are in prime time, trying to get the playoffs to go through Jacksonville. My heart goes out to them. I hope I loved Trevor in college, so I hope he's okay. I really do.
So we talked about it last week on the show, and I don't remember what the answer, what the issue was. Was it Burrow's record on primetime games, or was it the Bengals in general? Because we just won a primetime Monday night game.
We haven't won a road primetime game in 30 years, 20 some odd.
It's ridiculous how long. All of our primetime games were the ones we pulled out, even with Burrow, were home games. Coming back and beating Jacksonville, the Rams this year, none of them were road games. We won a lot of big playoff games, but when you're talking about a regular season, a road game, we hadn't won. And Jake Browning just brought it home. So a lot of revelations tonight. I mean, here I was.
0-14. The first, I just looked it up real quick.
Okay.
0-14 since 2013 on the road in primetime.
Yeah. And that ended
and a backup quarterback who has only started 2 or 3 games in his career.
Not even this was his
and
second
the Monday night
start.
football streak is longer.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football, it goes back to
Dalton. I mean,
1990. The Bengals' last road win on Monday Night Football was against the Browns in 1990.
Wow. 33 years. That's unbelievable.
On Monday night.
All right, so we should just start with the negatives because I really don't. There wasn't a lot of them, but I am curious if you saw the same, watched the same game I did.
Go ahead. What did you have? What's on the top of your mind there?
You're going to bitch about the defense, and
well, I will say this: unlike a lot of the recent weeks, we definitely made our adjustments at halftime.
100%.
Yes, but I will tell you, the first half was gash again, though.
We've had issues stopping the run, but we talk about situational football all the time, and I complain all the time about, hey, you got to get off the field on third down. We played really good situational defense tonight. I mean, when they needed to make a play, they made the play. So overall, yes, the numbers are not going to look good, but when they needed to make the play, BJ Hill had big plays. Hubbard had a sack. I mean, they came through. DJ Turner had his moments. It was good to see, Battle had his. Yeah, Dax Hill. I mean, you look around, it's situational, and Mike Hilton was all over the place. So situationally, they played well. I know when you're looking at the game as in total, the stats aren't going to look pretty, especially giving up 31 points. But
it's really easy to cut things up and point things out and say, well, if that didn't happen, they wouldn't have scored. A game's not linear. You can't go back and say, Heath and I do this all the time. They should have kicked the field goal in the second quarter instead of going for it. When they didn't make it, we lost by 3. We would have been in overtime. You can't look at a game like that because it's not linear. But what I will say is Jags' first touchdown, they got the ball at the 50 after the 4th down. They scored a touchdown on the Boyd interception. We can talk all day about that.
Yeah.
I was laughing at that, whatever. And frankly, 99 times out of 100, the touchdown on the deflection that the little dude who I'd never heard of before tonight, number 11, I think it was Henderson.
He's a rookie, yeah.
99 out of 100 times, Dax knocks that ball down. It looked like he jumped a little early or something happened. Like that's three touchdowns right there that they don't score. Like, so I've got something playing in the background. Sorry.
Yeah.
They
auto play on the ESPN or whatever.
Yeah. Look, they move the ball, but you take those away. We played really, really well tonight.
Yeah, they did. And I'm going to tell you, listen, we may have a viable backup at Jake Browning. I mean, he showed us something like he had first of all, I got to give credit to the coaches too. Better scheme. When you look, okay, I'm going to go to a play in the first half where we ended up scoring a touchdown, but we're driving down to get the second score. Browning rolls out. They ran Chase in the corner of the end zone. He pulled 2 defenders into the end zone, and he drops it off to Drew Sample. I mean, that's the thing. They schemed better today. They schemed a plan for Jake so he could do stuff like that, bringing in the extra offensive lineman or keeping a tight end back for the extra blocker. I mean, they did stuff today. So
everybody was saying, sorry, Mark, I apologize.
No, go ahead. I had finished my thought. So
everybody was saying before last week and after Burrow got hurt that they can run the same offense and Browning plays a similar type game. BS. We saw last. That's not the case. He may have similar traits, but if Burrow's a 9, Browning's a 6, and you got to cater to the 6.
Yes,
they called a good game. It almost goes to, I think Jake says it a lot, and a lot of people say it. Zach Taylor just lets Joe Burrow go hero ball and doesn't call the right game when Burrow's playing. He called a good game today, and just for the record, he's calling plays against his brother. Right. Some people forget Press Taylor's the offensive coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars, but that play jumped out in my head too. That is not a normal, mundane, routine play. That was a strategic play.
They look good. The one thing I'll also say about that though is, and a lot of us bashed him last week, just destroyed him. And I said his numbers weren't terrible with this great scheme. I'll tell you what, he made some tough throws today.
Yeah,
I mean, he put that ball on T. Higgins' fingers on the sidelines when T in the 4th when T broke wide. I mean, that throw across the middle that was over the linebacker's head that he dropped down into Chase, where Chase ended up tipping it. I mean, he had some really good throws tonight.
There was another one. I don't think it's the sample one you're talking about. There was another one where he rolled and had to lob it over the linebacker.
Right.
That got down to the 3 or 4 yard line. That's a touch play. I mean,
but a lot of that was scheming, using Chase, using Mixon. You've dumped it off to Mixon in the backfield, so you use him as a decoy on the next play. Pull two linebackers out and set up, play to scheme properly.
The one thing that was
they started out very conservative, very similar to last week. Halfway through the first quarter, maybe at the end of the first period, I think I sent Jake a text, tongue in cheek. I said, I think Jamar Chase has 8 receptions for 9 yards right now, and it wasn't far off from that. I think at one point he truly had 5 receptions for 11 yards. I think that was real numbers.
Right.
And I don't know what happened on the sidelines, but all of a sudden it just started opening up. What have we been saying all season? The run game opens stuff up. Chase Brown looks like a freaking NFL runner.
Yes.
Mixon was 19 of 68. Chase Brown 9 of 61. Total of 31 carries for 156. I mean,
yes. If you're in a dynasty league right now, you should be picking up Chase Brown. I'll be doing it tomorrow morning. I already have Mixon as a handcuff, but
if you're in a dynasty league and Chase Brown's a free agent, I want in.
Yeah, you get him right now.
No. Get him. He should not. How's he not rostered?
So
then I want in your league.
So I'll tell you, the thing that I also want to say too, he made it through his progressions. I mean, there were times where he went 1-2 and came down to 3 and checked out. I mean, he really looked like all of a sudden you look like you go from last week to this week. You're like, what the hell happened? I get it, scheming and everything else, but still, I mean, he looks
another week of first team reps. Like I said, each shows. And let's dial it back just a little bit. We did see 2 consecutive false starts, so it's a work in progress. Like I said, it's so like I said, we did see that, but I actually think, and I'm eating crow on what we said before. I actually think we may have our backup quarterback right now. If he knows the scheme and the locker room is behind him, this is exactly the person you need sitting back there. So let's see. It's one game. Let's see another week of this.
What's your line, Mark? You're 1 week away from
1 week away from humility. That's it.
And the reverse.
Yeah. So like I said, we got 2 home games. You got 2 games coming up. Aren't they both at home? Minnesota. Yeah. So we got 2 home games coming up.
So what's interesting is earlier today I saw a tweet. The line opened with us as a 3-point dog.
Right.
And it came down during the game, obviously. I bet we're a 1-point favorite tomorrow.
Yeah. It could be.
I'm not the line guy. Jake's the line guy. Jake might be laughing at me, but I wouldn't be shocked if that's a pick 'em or a 1-point favorite tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, you always say, why would you bet, 2 weeks in advance? But that's why you do it. If you want to really, really gamble. I tell you, I didn't pick a winner in tonight's game. I went ahead and I bet the over. The over under was 41 on this game. I hit it. I mean, on our group thread, I said, I'm feeling pretty good about this over when it was 28 at half. And then we hit it, and I teased the over too at 33. So it was 33 and a half. So, like I said, it was never in doubt. It was, that was insane.
I want to ask one quick question.
Hang on. Speaking of our group thread, anybody want to read my text out loud?
Which one?
About 30 seconds after kickoff.
You said, but you had a 19-16 score, but you did say the Bengals were going to win.
All day, this felt like the Jags, whether it's overlook, lay an egg, and the Bengals just rally and gut one out.
I didn't think they overlooked. I don't think they were overlooking us, but they definitely, the Bengals came to play tonight. And the coaches did their job. And with
every spot, I'll eat the crow. Our offensive line played well tonight.
Yes,
we made our adjustments at halftime. It helps when you got your legit wide receivers out there and you're throwing to 2 number ones. It helps, but he had to make his throws, and you know what? Everything fell into place tonight. It was amazing. Now I will say one thing that's a little concerning to me, and I know he's been phenomenal for us. Money Mac has not looked great all year.
The one he missed,
I'm not.
a 57-yarder.
57-yarder was dead middle. It just hit the lower crossbar and bounced forward. He's got if it hits 2 inches on the other side, it goes through. So it was a 57-yarder.
I didn't. I'm not. I'm not. I phrased it wrong. I wasn't saying that he's been bad all year. What I was saying is that there's been times throughout this year that he has not. That last kick, he didn't even think he made that last kick.
Heath, he's 17 of 21 on the year. He's 17 of 21 on the year. The only field goals he's missed this year are more than 50 yards, and he's 6 of 10 from 50 plus.
Yeah. 6 of 10 from 50 plus.
They said something on the. I'm not sure what they referenced it.
And he's 6 of 10 on 50 plus. Hey, come on, man.
Yeah. Don't believe everything they say. Joe Buck won.
Pick on Dax Hill last year. Come on.
He's playing. He's playing better. We may have screwed up our draft pick tonight.
I'll take it. That's fine.
Yeah. No, listen. It's about
let's compete. You know what? It's not about the draft pick. It's about the culture. And we've got spots to fill next year. If we can go finish 9-8, or you know what, just freaking be competitive and be in 4 of the last 5 games, win a couple of them. The culture's there, and people are going to want to come here and play. People already want to come and play with Joe. Yeah. Let's get more people that want to come and play here. Let's create a cult. After last week, everybody was already saying, is the Bengals window closed? You're not on a rookie quarterback contract anymore. T's gone, Boyd's gone. You got no receivers left. Your defense is awful. Your corners are all gone because they're all. Look, the sky was falling a week ago, man. We were going to finish 5-12 and have the number 6 draft pick and take a lineman. Screw that. Let's go.
Well, like I said, it's
win 4 out of 5 and contend for a playoff spot and have a freaking winning culture. Look what Baltimore's done the last couple of years when Lamar's been out. Compete.
And what changed for me is I didn't think we had a chance because of what we saw with Browning in the preseason and what we saw with Browning in the start, the last week's start. And I don't count coming in against Baltimore against him because you didn't take first team reps and all that. But last week he had all the, and so I questioned whether or not we could win a game with Browning. Now I'm not feeling that way. Like I said, you're a week away from humility. So, or the opposite. We play Indianapolis next week. Let's not come out of the playoff spot. Yep. Why not? Now, the one thing that's going to work against us is our AFC record. Yeah, our AFC. We just won our second AFC game. So, but take it a game at a time and see what happens. And like you said, 9-8. Maybe at the end of that, we have a viable backup in Browning, and we don't have to address that in the offseason. We don't have to go sign Gardner Minshew or Heineke or somebody else. We keep Browning and give him an extended contract and keep him in as the backup. Yep. So, it's like I said, it's crazy how 1 week changes everything, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So, with that, Chase Brown looked incredible. Chase Brown played great tonight. Browning looked great. You look at the places. I said, let's get our guys out there. CTB's out for four games. We put him on IR today.
Yeah, I saw that.
So he's gone for 4 weeks, but maybe he's back for the last game of the season or something. But we'll see. Pittsburgh they have their issues now. I don't know what Pickett's injury status is.
He had ankle surgery day.
He's out for a month.
Oh, okay. So like I said, it's insane. What a game.
Unbelievable. I got 3 fun ones.
Go ahead.
Your fun fact of the night.
Okay.
9 different Bengals caught a pass tonight.
Yes.
But Browning only completed passes to 8 because he was the 9th.
Right.
2, did you guys happen to see, Heath, I know you're not a Twitter guy. Mark, did you see on Twitter actually it was tonight during the game, the difference between Joe Burrow and Deshaun Watson when they're out? You got Burrow on the sidelines with the iPad working with Browning. Do you know where Deshaun was yesterday during the game?
In the suite.
In the luxury suite, all pimped out.
Sure. Well.
And your last one, Jacksonville, Florida is about 2.5 hours away from Tallahassee. That's a rough weekend to be a Northern Florida football fan.
Yeah. Oh no, it's People are arguing about the Florida State thing, and I'm like, you know what? They had the easiest of all the conference games, and they didn't dominate Louisville. If they wanted that spot, they needed to.
Yep.
They needed to put 42 points up on Louisville
Yep.
and show that they were a team, and they didn't.
And most importantly, I did not wear it during the game. I don't know where I'm going to wear the white. I'm probably going to Scotch guard it. This is my new addition to the family. His little birthday present, a little white.
Nice. Well, we got to have Heath needs to spend a little money on some unis.
Dude, I've already bought
some new merch, dude.
Get a job, man. Drive some Uber if cash is short. Mark and I can help you out.
I bought him.
Just got a Tesla. He doesn't need our help.
I bought him 2.5 months to ship. I bought him before Thanksgiving, and they're not going to be here until February.
Because you wait till Christmas to do your shopping.
They're actually doing a good job. I bought one. When CTB had the pick and go, I bought that jersey, and I've had it for a couple weeks now. And that was week 3 or 4, and I've already had it for a couple weeks. So it only took 5-6 weeks. I bought another one in late October. It came today, so it's been 5-6 weeks for my last couple orders.
Yeah.
I ordered Riley 2 and I ordered 2.
Well, you'll have them for next season.
Exactly.
That's basically where you are. So, but just like I said, I'm going to go have another shot after this just to kind of.
You know what?
While this is uploading,
before we go, I want to see if there's a lineup to check to see if the line's up for the Indianapolis game, because that would be really interesting. We were 3-point dogs earlier today.
Yeah. Oh, and rightfully so. And the thing I love about the lines is it's the gambling public. It's not, that has nothing.
Fine.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with what writers say or anything says. It's like the stock market. It's exactly what people who are willing to put their money down feel.
Right.
And that's why I like what the lines say. So
I got one question for you guys. I'm bummed Jake's not here to answer it, because this is really up in his world, and it might be more of when guys watch the all 22 on Tuesday, Wednesday. T. Higgins, not a big impact in the game, had a big reception late, but I am curious if and us layperson will probably say yes, but does him just being on the field open it up that much for Browning to be able to go? What was he? 32 of 37 for 354. And, we're going to have a lot of debates for the next 4 months of, is it receiver in round 1, if T's gone and Boyd's gone. And I've got my thoughts already, but it's very early. It's really, really interesting what happens when you got 2 ones on the field at the same time, because I'm inclined to agree that just having T on the field just opens.
It does make a difference, and it makes a difference also if you think about the catches he had. They were contested catches where he had to go up and get them.
Yeah,
and that's his strength. So Browning can put it where only T can get it, or he goes up and gets it. So it absolutely makes a difference having a viable, legit. He would be a number 1 on another team. So it absolutely.
I'm not sure what you're exactly asking, but I'm not sure you could pay him 18 or 20 million to
go. No, you can't. He's got to take less. He has to. He
get 25 from the Panthers or the Titans to be the number 1.
Do you want to go play
to be number 1?
Chicago?
You actually have to have a quarterback that can throw to you, and I'm not sure the Panthers do.
Right. Well, that's the thing. You have to want the money more than you want to play on this team. If you want to be on this team, there are plenty of guys who have chased the dollars and not been able to recreate what they had on the first team. So he has to decide what's important to him. We know Burrow's statements and Jamar's statements have been, the idea is to keep all the people around him, as many as possible. It's going to take a team effort to do that. Chase has to take less money. If he wants T opposite him, Chase is going to have to give a little on his contract.
Ain't going to happen. Not only from just the dollars and cents and numbers, but the fact that Chase gets his contract next offseason. There's no way they're paying $50 million over 6 years. They're doling out $300 million to 2 wide receivers.
Right.
No chance.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. But if not, we have to address it in the draft. And this is why getting the kid from Princeton matters, getting Jones, getting the different pieces together. This is why that matters in our wide receiver room. And then we restock in the draft. So obviously we're not going to get Marvin Harrison Jr., but but there are other receivers. So
the loaded wide receiver class, absolutely
yeah,
loaded.
I know. Yeah, so we'll do it. We'll do it.
Absolutely loaded.
So, but having T out there absolutely makes a difference. Even if he doesn't catch a ball, he brings more attention to him, and you're able to scheme. Irwin and Hudson and Sample catching passes. The fact that 8 other receivers, because I had that right here, spreading the ball around, better play calling, better design, talked about the play, and Brownie did a good job spreading the ball around. These are right in my notes, from the first half.
And it easily could have been 10 receivers. Irv Smith didn't catch one. Yoshevach didn't catch one.
And I'm going to throw one more out there. If we had put away the trick plays, we wouldn't have even been in overtime. The play we had, the double pass where we lost 7, where we threw it back to Browning, who should have just knocked it down when he saw what was in front of him. He should have did those. Some passes are better not completed. And then Boyd, I mean, like you said, we could spend a whole show. I don't know if Boyd just didn't see Josh Allen or.
Tyler Boyd is running at Josh Allen, who's one of the best defenders in football, doing this, and throws it right to him.
And throws it right to him, doesn't try to loop it over. And even Mixon behind him is like standing there shocked the ball's getting released.
And look, let's talk about it real quick, because look, if Joe Burrow's healthy and we're 7-3 or 8-3 in this game and they run that play, you're pulling your head out, we're screaming, we're cussing, we're absolutely calling for Zach's head. That situation, this game, why the hell not? I wasn't even angry at that. I was laughing.
Yeah. Well, I even had down here that we go for it on 2 4th downs, right? And don't convert either one. And Jacksonville converts theirs. But I didn't have any problem with going for it at the 50 in the situation we're in on the road. Is making a statement, like I said,
put some hair on Jake Brown.
It's so, hey, one of the drives we didn't get, we held him to a punt on the second one where we went. So, or that was the missed McPherson field goal that gave it to him at their 47. But we still, like
from
I said,
our average kicker, right, Heath?
Yeah, who bounced off a 57-yarder.
Yeah, so he's average because he missed a 57-yarder.
So, but all right. Well, like I said, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. A show by fans, for fans. So all we ask is you should support the channel, hit the thumbs up, helps us out with the analytics. We'll be back, I think, on Thursday with the preview. As soon as we stop recording, you and I'll talk schedule. But we'll be back with a preview this week. We've got Indy coming up, and with that, hey, I want a hooday from everybody because this was an insane game to watch.
Awesome.
If you do it on Thursday, I might be able to join you on Thursday.
You didn't know, it's gray here, but there's a lot of gray here, and this is why.
How about, wait, really quickly, not a parallel, but a lot of similarities to the Miami Tyler Boyd limping game that we wound up losing in overtime to get Burrow,
right?
Where you're rooting for him, but you're screaming him to lose because that loss meant Burrow. Right. This one's a little different because it's only week 13 and still plenty of life left, but I just realized that.
Yeah, no, my parallel was I looked at the Jacksonville sideline. I looked at the way the defense came out after Trevor Lawrence went out, and I really saw it was like looking in a mirror of us 2 weeks ago. They were just stunned.
One last thing I wanted to make a statement before. I don't know if he listened to our show last week. I don't know if he's listened to the pundits, but Mr. Pratt decided to come and play some serious ball and make his tackles tonight.
Oh, everybody was
pounding on him last week too. And so were the pundits all week that, his grading is way down over last year, but he came to play tonight finally.
Everybody kind of was, I don't know what.
He's not listening, Heath.
Yeah.
He should be, but
he should be listening to the show.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what.
For fans, by fans. You should be listening to the show.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what was said on the bus. I don't know what was said in the locker rooms, but I'm recording Scott Van Pelt, so maybe we can get maybe I'll see what Zach's speech was in the locker room afterwards.
They'll have that. The Bengals post that, but a little update on Lawrence. He's now using his crutches, and trainers just gave him a walking boot to put on his right ankle and exit the locker room. Using crutches to talk to teammates. He can stand on his ankle, but clearly not trying to put a lot of pressure to walk on it. And the committee has come out and said that the Jaguars are out of the playoffs because they're on their backup quarterback now.
Oh, okay. There you go.
They put Buffalo in now over Jackson.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm so glad we don't have a committee designing playoff spots in the professional football. Hey, you know what? All of that's gone next year with the expanded college football playoffs system.
Yep.
So all that's gone next year.
All right, boys.
Yeah.
So all right.
Hooday.
Please subscribe. Hooday. Take care.